Hi guys, Scotty here with a Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle video. Today I'll be showing you the best way to get the most amount of stones, firstly for new players, as well as a number of stones that have dropped during anniversary for returning or veteran players. So what I'll do is the first section will be for new players, so if you are not a new player and you already know that you need what you need to get your original stones, you can skip that section. But for newer players, I advise you stick around. Otherwise, you can skip the section and just go straight to the second section, which is anniversary stones that have dropped and where to get them to make sure you get everything. Okay, what we'll do first is for new players, what you want to do is go through and you've got to get your base Dokkan story done here, as well as your Dragon Ball story grind going. So you'll just go in here and make sure you finish all these stages from the beginning. From chapter 1 obviously, area 1, have that. Just go through, there's different difficulties that you can do. Getting the hardest difficulty done will reward you with all the previous difficulties rewards, so I advise trying the harder difficulties, but if you are not able to do it, there's no problem to just do normal or hard, and you can always come back and do those later. But if you have pulled 1 or 2 good units, you should be able to complete these easily on Z hard, and that will get you all the rewards for that, for all 3 difficulties. Once you've done that, you definitely want to be doing your Dragon Ball story. These are just some more recent story events as well that they add periodically. So here you do these, same story, same spiel. You just need to, if you do the hardest difficulty, it's going to give you the rewards for the others, but don't feel bad if you can't do that and you're just getting started. You can just do the normal, and you can always come back and do the others later, but try and do hard if you can, because it's easy if you're not going to come back for a second round later on, but it's not the end of the world. Again, then as a new player, what you'll want to do is go into the event tab. Okay, there's a ton of stuff in story as well, but these do rotate a lot. What you'll want to do specifically is focus more on the challenge section here. Don't do this top content. This is going to be very difficult for you as a new player. You'll want to scroll all the way down until you find stuff like the Infinite Dragon Ball History. This will be a massive source of stones in here, starting at the bottom. This is older content, so a lot of it will be very easy, especially if you pull 1 or 2 new units from the banners. They will just gap this content so easily and you'll just destroy your way through these. Completing the stages will give you stones, as well as there are specific missions for these that you want to do. But there's nothing wrong with just doing all of them and coming back. That's what I did years ago, was just did all of it and then I came back and did the missions where they ask you to use a specific category for that stage. So, for instance, I haven't done this yet, do the 3 World Tournament category characters on the team. So if you do that, you'll get extra stones. So yeah, if you can do it all at the same time, that is more efficient. But if you're just rushing for stones and you don't have teams that are big enough to do that yet, don't stress, there's a lot of stones just in getting these done. Next, what you want to do is look for the Dokkan Event Boss Rush. This has a huge amount of stones in it, starting from the bottom, and it's not difficult content either, especially if you've pulled a couple of new units, like I said earlier. If you go into the missions, you'll see it's basically 35 stones per stage, and there's nearly 20 stages, so that's nearly 750 stones, and you can get there 700 stones. So definitely do these. Very good, very easy way to get stones and get your summons going. The next thing you should be doing in challenge is go through to the Fighting Legend event. So start with the Fighting Legend Goku event. It's the oldest content and it's become easier, especially with easy aid units and new units you can get. Next, I would do the Fighting Legend Goku GT edition. This is a little bit harder, but again, with new units, they destroy this. And then you've also got the Fighting Legend Vegeta event, and lastly you've got the Fighting Legend Frieza up here somewhere. Alright, there we go. Do those. Those are going to give you a ton of stones, as well as a ton of summon tickets, which will start filling out your box, so you can start getting bigger teams. To do those in challenge, again, a lot of these are going to be very difficult for you to do, these Supreme Magnificent Battles and the red zones, so I wouldn't advise trying to do those for stones unless you do have a and you've managed to pull a team of new units, then go for it. Next, what you want to do is you want to come to the Z Battle tab over here, and your Extreme Z Battles. These are each going to give you 30 stones, unless they are a super easy A. So this will be a normal easy A like this, just says Z Battle there with no fancy anything around it. Okay, you do that to each stage. You'll want to go in here, you need to check usually what category is best, is not going to take as much damage, is going to do the most damage. You can go information here, and it will tell you super N-type characters, future saga characters, they're going to be the ones. Those characters are going to receive less damage and deal more damage. So doing 30 stages there will get you 30 stones. What you'll see here, you see with this little purple outline like this is a super easy. So once you're done with the Z Battle, with the actual 30 stages, you can click this level super. These are quite a bit harder, and they don't reward stones. So if you're a new player, don't go for those. And if you see lastly, these rainbow ones here, these are also significantly harder. They are LR easy A's, so they will give you 30 stones over 10 stages, but they are more difficult. So get into this tab and just grind these out. Some of these are very old as well, very easy to do. So just, get to the bottom of the tab there, grind them out. They do rotate right now on Anniversary. I think it's all of them are live at the moment, if I'm not mistaken. Or a vast majority of them are live. So you should be doing them now. God have mercy on your soul if you try to do this one. I haven't finished it yet. But yeah, that's a lot of stones, but it's a massive grind, and you need, unless you have new units, you need a big box to actually get through it. Cool, so that will be the section on how to get stones as a new player and what you should be doing. So get on those grinds, get your stones, and get your summons done.
One other thing to take note of as a new player is you're going to want to get your Saiyan Saga free-to-play team done first. So right here where I'm pointing, there's going to be panel missions that you're going to click on. You probably would have done the tutorial already, and you'll need to click on that panel missions button, and go to the beginner tab. From the beginner tab there, you should have a bunch of missions to do to accept and get your copies of those units in there. And that team, just follow the missions through beginner, intermediate, advanced. You will slowly awaken that full team, and that team will end up looking like this team here. You'll get LR Goku, you'll get Krillin, you'll get all of them there. You get full Saiyan Saga team, and this team can pretty much do 80 to 90% of the content in the game right now. They're super good, they're super tanky, and yeah, you can get that team done. They don't all have to look like this, they don't have to be rainbowed, they don't all have to be perfect, but get this team started, get them sorted first, and then you can especially start using them to crush through the content. Alright, so what you're going to want to do to get the rest of the stones that Anniversary has dropped so far. Remember, we're in part 2 right now, so they're going to be part 3, and there's going to always be more stones added, but right now, if you want to make sure that you are getting all the stones you possibly could, so you can keep hitting summons, you're going to want to go to your events. I'm going to start at the story tab here. Training the Clouds is a fantastic event. It's an event that's going to give you a lot of link level ups. Chance for link levels is higher in Training the Clouds, as well as it's going to give you a huge amount of these special currency here. So just do this a bunch of times. I'm working on it still at the moment as well. Got to do it at least 50 times. It gives you this currency that you can spend in the Baba shop. So it's great for link leveling your units anyways, and then you'll come over here to the exchange shop. Scroll over to the event currency, the Proof of Mastery, this was called, and it is 20 stones that'll be available to exchange, and you'll get the 2 stones from the event itself, obviously finishing the 2 difficulties. And then there's a bunch of Kais, there's a lot of equips in here, these are very good as well. You get level 8 equips in here, and a bunch of other equips, so definitely worth grinding the hell out of that event. So make sure you do that to get a bunch of stones there. More in the story tab as well. You're going to want to do the 4 stories here, the Tale of Super Warriors, All Taylor Super Warriors, the Dragon Ball Z Edition, the Super Edition, the GT Edition, and the Dragon Ball Edition. Those are going to net you 22 stones, 22 to 23 stones each. So for a nice total of nearly 100 stones, just for doing those four, just for going through and making sure that you're doing the difficulties and the missions. If you go into the challenge tab as well, next you'll want to be doing the Ultimate Thrilling Battle. I'm still working on these, but you'll do your missions here. There are a bunch of stones in total, it's about 16, so not super difficult. But got to get the 100 million, all that. I'll probably do a video or something on that in the future. But yeah, do your thrilling battle, your battle hardened formidable foes. This is quite a difficult event and throwback to like SBR event as well, so a little bit different. Not a ton of stones in here. You get about 5 per, so I mean it is 30 stones that you can get from that. So make sure you do that. Next up, we've got the Chronicles. There's not a lot of stones in here. There's about 10 for you to get. It's more the tickets that you can get, but there are stone rewards in here as well, just for doing the actual, obviously finishing the event and doing each difficulty. Next is your 10th anniversary. Make sure you're doing this as well. There's a lot of stones, up to about 50 stones in here. It's time now. Your Supreme Magnificent Battle as well, difficult content, but a ton of stones are there. And then you got your Red Zone Vegeta story and Red Zone Goku story, which currently are 46 stones each. So definitely get those done as well. Difficult content, but if you pulled some of the new units, you should be blasting through them anyway. Z battles, there's been about 120 stones worth of easy A's dropped currently. So there's a nice amount of stones in there to get done. There have been a lot of super easy A's, which unfortunately don't reward stones, but between getting the 2 for Super Saiyan Goku and Frieza Full Power, there's a bunch of stones there. We're about to, tomorrow I think it is, depending on when this video is posted, there are 2 more easy A's that are going to be dropping. An Aloy Easy A for Gohan, and a Easy A for Cell, I think it is. Yeah, you can see these 2 are getting ready to pop here, so there'll be more easier stones available as well. And lastly, make sure you do your panel missions for a juicy 2 extra stones, so nothing wild, and your Dragon Ores as well. So you'll just want to be making sure you're going into your missions, going to your events, do your Dragon Ores, it's 5 stones, nothing wild. Do your renewal missions as well. If you obviously, this will require you to actually pull the new units, but for the battle motion stuff. But yeah, your renewal missions will be in there, panel missions, and just some more missions. So all in all, it is a good chunk of stones so far. Make sure you've gotten all those that I've mentioned. I really hope this video has been helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.